Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a fair amount of time, over a month, since we have been here on the Lebanon Valley College Twitch channel. I am so glad to be back, at least for this week. We have the NECC Nationals Tournament. Today, we are starting things off with Rainbow Six. They are in the national semifinal. They'll be taking on their rivals in Arcadia. Unfortunately, Arcadia will be subbing in one player. Mutt, I believe, is the player that is being subbed out. He is just unavailable for this game, which is a bit unfortunate. If you remember the last time these two teams played in the regular season, it was a map 3 8-7 thriller. It was a fantastic series. Great one all around. And speaking of that series, that map 3 that went 8-7, it was Theme Park, and that is map number 1 today. And I am so excited to get into this one. I think we are in a store for a great matchup despite the substitution. It is a bit unfortunate, but as I'll discuss in a second here, it's kind of been the story of this entire bracket, really. So the way Nationals has worked, for at least for Rainbow Six, is that in every single division, Navigators, Emergents, Challengers, and Champions and Legends, I think Champions the only one that didn't, they go straight to bracket play. This is based on how you perform in the fall season and in the spring season. You get a certain amount of points, and if you move up a division, you lose points, or you lose points. If you move down a division, you lose points, stuff like that. But it's just a bunch of complicated math that I let NECC handle. I'm not going to do that myself. I did do it myself, but I'd rather them handle it because it's their problem, not mine. But anyways, in this rendition of the Nationals tournament, at least for Rainbow Six, unfortunately for the Challengers bracket, 5 of the 8 teams have forfeited. So it's really hard to say that with a straight face, and I'll be honest, I'm not going to say it with a straight face. It is a bit unfortunate, to say the least. But with how long this tournament is away from the rest of the season, the season finished in, I think, April 26th or something was the last match day. So with this being June 14th or June 13th, and this being the first match day, is kind of an issue when it comes to that sort of thing. But again, these types of things get reevaluated year after year for NECC. So this is certainly something that I would imagine they'll look at. But anyways, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. Looking at the bracket, I unfortunately don't have it on OBS just pulled up, but I'll just quick go through it. The first matchup in the quarterfinals, it was supposed to be Fanshawe and Nova. Both teams forfeited. In the next semifinal, quarterfinal, in quarterfinal 2, it was the 4th seeded LBCC Vikings against SIUE Red, and SIUE Red was given the win as LBCC forfeited. In the third quarterfinal match, it was Arcadia CMU Varsity. Arcadia got the forfeit win there, and in the 4th semifinal, LVC got the forfeit win over Murray State. LVC being the 6th seed, Murray State being the 3rd seed. So seeds 1, 8, 4, 7, and 3 all have forfeited matches. And also, with both of the teams in quarterfinal 1 forfeiting, that means SIUE Red got a free bid to the national final, which will take place tomorrow night. But again, that's another story for another day. Tonight, The only thing that matters is LVC, Arcadia. The seeding does not even matter at this point, as I have just said. The seeding literally means nothing. SIUE Red is the 5th seed, and they got a free bid to the finals. So we will have to see who gets their chance at a national title shot in that best of 5 tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have to see, but it'll go through one of these two teams. It'll either be Arcadia or LVC, and the map set here, Theme Park, as I said, is map number 1. LVC will be starting off on the defense there. Clubhouse will be at map number 2, which LVC will also be starting on the defense. And if you could guess, LVC is also starting on the defense in map number 3, which map number 3 will be Border if we get to that decider, which we very well could, knowing these two teams. But we will have to see how that goes down. This is a highly anticipated matchup, and since we have a very high stakes matchup, I figured I'd add a little bit more to our production. So I was able to catch up with Emporium a little bit before we got into the matches here and before the players started warming up. So let's toss it on over to that little pre-game interview I have over there with Emporium. Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined here by Emporium ahead of the NECC Challengers National Semifinal matchup with Arcadia. That's certainly a mouthful. But now, first thing is first. How are you feeling going into a matchup of this caliber, of this magnitude?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm excited. I think everyone's excited. We're confident. Not too confident, but we're ready to play. We've had a pretty long break, and it's nice to have everyone here and playing together.
So you kind of already partially answered two of my questions that I have for you.
I'm good.
So the first one being here, as one of the two freshmen on this roster, are you feeling any pressure when it comes to performing not only as a newer member of this team, but also as a new member of this program in general? This is a spot that LVC has not really been in that many times. So is there any pressure with that?
I mean, yeah, there's always pressure. But I think a lot of it is internal. All the guys here have been so welcoming, and they've always made me feel at home and just a part of the team.
Yeah, great. That's always great to hear. Obviously, I've interacted with you guys a lot too, so I definitely see it myself as well. But speaking on the break you guys take, it's been officially 48 days.
48
almost a full 50 days since you guys have played. Your last match was April 25th, and that was a loss in the divisional semifinal to Nova, who, as you can see on our bracket here, ended up forfeiting alongside of Fanshawe. So, unfortunately, they will not be in this national bracket. Well, fortunately, probably for you guys, from playing in official matches. So, has this affected you guys at all, and do you still feel well prepared for tonight despite this hiatus?
I mean, we had a scrim last night, and I was scared that there was going to be a lot of rust, but we got on here, and it felt like every other day. It felt like a well-oiled machine, despite some technical difficulties.
Difficulties.
Yeah, we've worked through that, and we're ready to go.
So still feeling really good then going into tonight.
And like you said, we don't have to worry about Nova. So
yeah, that's already a good start. So one final question for you here, Brant.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you want to say to the fans and the supporters out here ahead of what could be LVC's first NECC national title berth? This would be the first time a team here at LVC has ever been into a national final. Any words?
Well, I'd like to say thank you for this whole program. Thank you to LVC. Thank you to everyone watching. Hi, Mom. And thank you, Harold. You've been such a shining star here. It's always nice to see you here.
Thank you. I do appreciate the kind words, and I'm sure the fans appreciate the kind words too. But that is going to be it. Thank you again for coming on. I'm very excited to watch and, of course, cast this, but we will now send things back over to the desk where we'll be ready to get things started. Let's send it back on over there. Always some great words there from Emporium himself, but we are just about ready to get things started here in this matchup. Again, the winner going to that national final with a chance at a title to claim the national championship all for yourself against SIUE Red, who's awaiting the winner of this matchup. Now, talking about a little bit how these two teams got here, at least in the spring semester, we'll discuss it just a little bit. So, in the spring, LVC taking that third seed in the Challengers East Division. Challengers in the spring season, the only division to have two separate divisions, two separate conferences. LVC taking the third seed in that conference. Arcadia taking the fifth seed, with both teams making it to that semifinal in the Challengers East Conference to start things off in the spring, or to end things off, I guess, in the spring. Arcadia would even go on to beat Fanshawe, the #1 seed, not only in the spring semester, but also in the national bracket. They forfeited, but the probably the most dominant team NECC Challengers, Rainbow Six NECC Challengers has ever seen, and they unfortunately forfeited. I think they had a bunch of seniors on their team. I could be wrong. Fanshawe, feel free to correct me on social media or here, whatever, if you guys do happen to see this, but I believe they had a lot of seniors on their team, so that probably didn't help them any. But regardless, Arcadia did beat them in the conference semifinal in map number 3. They took a 7-0 in map 3, which is wild. They throttled them in map 3. But regardless, that sent them to the conference final against Nova, who had taken down LVC the week prior in the semifinal, in the other semifinal. And Arcadia would actually end up falling in the last 2 maps to Nova. It was a map 5 series, but unfortunately for Arcadia, they were not quite able to take it. But that performance, along with how they did in the fall semester, which I didn't end up looking up, gave them enough for that second overall seed in all of Challengers. A very good seed, but that unfortunately puts them in the side of the bracket that has the teams that has the other team that didn't forfeit. So LVC going to be that other team, and this is a great rivalry, not only here in Rainbow Six, but also in Rocket League and in Valorant. So always a great set of matches to have when you see these two teams on the board. Of course, Appalachian Conference, more meaningful in other games, Rocket League, Overwatch, and in Rocket League. So always good to see these two teams come together, two teams from the Appalachian Conference meeting once again. But we'll have to see how things turn out here. Just a few more minutes, and we'll be ready to kick things off. And we're going to toss it back over to a quick little break for a few minutes, and then when we are ready to get back into this game, we will come here for map number 1, national semifinal. Stay tuned. We'll be right on back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on the screen. Oh no, that is unfortunate, but I will fix that real quick for you guys. We are here on Theme Park. I don't know why the game did that. It just doesn't like me today. But it's okay. We are here on Theme Park, and the first band going to come in here. It'll be LVC starting out on the attacking or defending side. They'll be banning an attacker first, and of course it's Osa. Who else but Osa? LVC might be the biggest haters of this operator, and there's a good reason why. But now we'll see the ban shift on over to Arcadia, and they're pretty quick about it. So they will take out Dokebi from the player pool. This one, very common operator for LVC, looking to target some of those players and see if they can make them change up their common pushes, as Dokebi, a very heavily used op for LVC. They tend to look for those calls to make a lot of racket. This time, not going to be a thing. But Solus a ban for Arcadia. Now, that's most likely going to be targeting Plexios out of the most out of all of these LVC players. He is a big player. He's a big fan of Solus. Has that roaming ability. But again, Plexios, when you have a player like him, he can kind of play anybody. And you'll see a zombie get banned for LVC. Standard for LVC, and looking like some targets there for Arcadia. But now we are into the game. We are now into the first round of the national semifinal. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. LVC Arcadia Knights. Let's see who will go to the national final. It all starts here on Theme Park. LVC defending the Armory first floor to begin this game. And it'll be Arcadia looking to attack the sites. See if they can get that bomb down and defuse those bomb sites there in the site. As we'll see a setup here from LVC in mute. Jaeger, Cade, Valkyrie, and a Vigil from Emporium. Valkyrie not getting banned on this map is very impactful, as Plexios has a lot of spots he can throw those cameras. He has more spots than pretty much anyone that you'll ever see on this map, or on any map, to be fair. But again, it is very hard to ban for a player like Plexios. But again, there is still 4 other players on the team. Emporium, of course, we spoke to him before the game, and you guys saw it there. He was very excited to get into this one. Felt good after that long break. Maybe even been a good part for this team, and getting a little bit of time off. But we're going to start here with the sub, Papayas. Coming in for Mutt. A very big set of shoes to fill. Can Papayas make an impact here? Going to be on the Thermite to start things off. And already we're seeing a vertical attempt at control here for the side of Arcadia. Drone work being done. You see Kojo and Electric here looking to make their way up through the entrance here of the castle. There's actually going to be an LVC player right next to him. Plexios, and Plexios not going to win the fight. Kojo going to get first blood, and Kojo going to get second blood. 2 huge kills from Kojo, already kicking things off with an impact. But the rest of the players of LVC all going to be stuck on site. There's no one really able to run around now. That's going to be full control here for the side of Arcadia, but they still need to make a move. They have the time to do it. Kojo a bit weak, but still getting 2 kills around, finding massive. Both of the roaming players you see already at a deficit here, as LVC going to need a big play if they want to hold this bomb site down. Cloak just doing a lot of damage to these floors up top and trying to get an angle on anybody he can, but for now, not really going to be much of anything to look at, but we'll have to see. As it looks like the Senate there almost walks into the crosshair. Spots one player through the foothole, and now it's going to be Davies getting into an engagement here. But they'll back away. LVC being very patient on this site. The Senate, though, not in a great spot. Has almost every floorboard above his head opened up. And Reliable, look at this, gets a free kill. Leviathan, not expecting him to be in that position, walks straight into his crosshair. And now Davies gonna get into the next engagement. Headshot onto Electric. Now it's a 3v3. LVC is already getting themselves back into this round, but good pre-fire there, pre-aim there from Papayas. Sub making things happen, and now it's all down to the Senate. 1v3, Papayas planting the diffuser, and this is going to be a very tough one for the Senate to win. Diffuser planted, and the Senate not going to be given a chance. Round number 1 going to go to Arcadia. And it really comes off the back of that, the first opening bloods there onto those roamers, and that's really going to give them full control of not only the upper part of the map, but the entirety of both, or the entire map really as well. Gives them free range to do pretty much anything they want, make any play they want as well. And already LVC down early, but they have a chance here to reprimand what they've done. But again, a very long break for both of these squads, so we may see a little bit of rust on these two as well. Reliable again, looking for that Jaeger, and it'll be the same setup really, pretty much same walls, same ADS as everything, but we may see a different outcome here if LVC are, especially Plexios and Emporium, are able to at least get a pick, stay alive, even better. But we'll have to see. Is Arcadia likely going to opt for a very similar push? They didn't really have any issues in the last time around, so no sense in changing things up. But we will have to see as we head on over here with Kojo, sitting at a crisp 2-0 after that first round. Created that huge opening, and this time he's on the Lion, looking to possibly spot out these roaming players or trap them from moving in any specific spot with those Lion scans. And already it's going to be opening up this door. It's going to be one player there. I believe that's Plexios. Again, him and Emporium looking to play towards this safe. Another slow, methodical push from Arcadia. This is what they're best at. Taking their time, making their plays. This Electric hopping through the window with the Aruni as the shots down range onto Emporium. The scan's going to ping Emporium as well, but he's still going to be at least able to keep his life. Now things are starting to get a bit sketchy if you're Plexios and Emporium here up top. But as long as they can stay alive for a fair amount of time, it'll at least be job somewhat done for these two. Plexios and Emporium still holding off, but there's going to be an engagement here soon. You can just see the drone work coming out, trying to get any info they can onto these players. Now we're going to see some engagements go down. Electric just waiting for the rotate. Cloak going to be once again opening up more boards upstairs, seeing if any hatches are there. And look at this from Leviathan. Gets the rotate, gets the timing onto Emporium. Now, starting to be an opening here. Plexios going to have to make a difference in this round, and he may just have it. There's the first on the Leviathan. Gets the turn, but not quite the burn. Kojo going to be just quick enough, beefy enough to hold on to some of that damage. It's only going to get put to about half health. And again, these three players, LVC, Davies, Reliable, and the Senate, stranded on the site. Gonna have to do their best to hold off, but it's at least a 3v4 this time around. Not much better, but still a difference. Reliable shot, just a bit off. But look at this, just walking up the map is Electric, slowly moving forward, and that's gonna be enough to get Reliable, but trades are still there. LVC, though, cannot just play trades. They need to find a few kills. They need to start converting. The Senate going to do just that. Finds one, doesn't quite get the second. He didn't get the kill fully, though. Davies at least gets Cloak. Kojo is down. Papaya's planting. Davies going to clean up Kojo just to make sure that res doesn't come in. Sub looking to make a difference. There's a chance too early. Trying to bait up some shots, and Davies! What a shot from Davies! Closes out the round, gonna get that defuse. Fantastic work from Mr. Davis TV. What a clip. Great peek, and that's going to be the round on the board for LVC. Tied up at 1 apiece. That is a fantastic shot and great centering from Davies. Gets all the info, knows exactly where to look, and knows exactly when to click the trigger. 1-1. And by the way, this is a best of 3. So we got a lot of Rainbow Six ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. This is only the tip of the iceberg here in Anvil. Well, at least for us in Anvil. Maybe not for Arcadia. Now, heading into round number 3, we are going to switch up the site. It's going to be all the way up top on this bank, or on this safe site. We're going to see a mirror come out from Davies. And Mira, a fairly banned operator on a few different maps, but here managed to get through as there are other priorities that are, I would say, a bit more meaningful. If I remember correctly, the last time LVC played this map against Arcadia, Plexios played Solus and just ran amok on Arcadia, so definitely wanted to make sure that was limited this time around, especially with it being the start of the series rather than the end, wanting to set the tone early. We're going to see Plexios, though, this time around on the Wamai. Davies looking to open up some walls. Leviathan this time around on Monty. Looking to make a big boy play. The big boy shield. Plexios looking for a spawn peek. Gonna at least spot some players, but or may have spotted some players. I can't guarantee that, but I believe with the angle he was at, he could have at least seen Cloak, and I think Kojo was with him. And look at this, all 5 players of Arcadia, all the way upstairs, or all the way on the roof. We're gonna drop down. This Grim from Cloak might be huge, but no, Davies gonna at least be covering over whoever was in the corner there. I'm not sure who that was. Plexios was on the cam, but worked out because the Senate on this mirror as well has the sight here. His mirror gets broken, so he's just gonna be careful. Has a C4, and that's not quite gonna connect. They're trying to bait this Monty, but man, it is just so frustrating to have to play against this operator. You can see the shield just always in the way. Nate gonna do a little bit of damage, not a lot of it, but still enough to back down the Senate. And he's gonna somehow get into that kill. Great shots from the Senate. He backs away, and Davies now covering over him. And look at that, Papayas is also down. I didn't even see that, but Papayas down. And Davies having fantastic shots tonight. Looking like a fantastic player right now. Papayas does get picked up, but these players are stuck. Still, Davies at least going to get taken down. The Senate's also at about 10 HP, so this is still very doable if you are Arcadia. Papayas also having the diffuser again. Actually, he's in a spot to plant, so it's going to go down. Cloak going to be watching over, but ultimately doesn't really do much here. .35 seconds left on the clock, and LVC are starting to slowly collapse onto this site. Mirror is broken, so you cannot see out of it, and shots are not there. It's somehow down to a 2v1. Papayas gets shot in the back, Emporium goes huge, and that will be the round. Emporium also getting that defuse. His first 2 of the game. Walks up right behind these two, behind the 2 players of Arcadia. Plexios and Dave on the other side at least find 1. So LVC now taking a lead here in map number 1. And we're going to see another site change as we head on over to the 2nd floor. We are slowly but surely approaching the midway point of this first half. Actually, we are at the halfway point of this first half. I should say the end of that first half. As LVC looking to make a statement here, looking to start things out early on top. They have a lot to work for, though. They still have a lot to get done if they want to make sure that they don't even give Arcadia a shot to make this game close. As now, LVC looking to get set up. It'll be a Mozzie coming out from Plexios this time around. Reliable on the Oryx. And just a very unique composition here, but certainly with a plan in mind. Alibi for Davies. Senate with the Mute. And Emporium on the Valkyrie. We've seen Valkyrie used a lot of these rounds. Theme Park is a massive map. It is a humongous building. So having these extra cameras to work with, they can put anywhere on the map. You can hide them and everything. Makes things much, much easier to get that information game going. Because really, information is the name of the game when it comes to Rainbow Six. Arcadia looking to get their start here in round number 4. Already getting some drones over through maintenance here and going towards Dragon. Plexios gonna get shot through the ceiling there. Cloak gets a very technical angle. Good shots from Cloak there to close it out. The kill onto Plexios. He only got down for a second, but kill is cleaned up. Already an early 4v5. It's a massive pick as well. Plexios, typically the leader of this LVC squad statistically, but currently at 1-4. Does have 3 assists to his name, though. Still making an impact. Davies, really the star of the show right now, 5-2. Look at this. We're going to see the pings come out from Leviathan. I believe there's a player right next to Emporium here. See that thermite charge get placed down. Emporium just going to have to jump away. He's trying to toss a C4 here. Him and Reliable are not in the greatest position. They just need to create some space so they can back away, but it's just not in a great spot. The Senate about to get hit out of the charge out here too. Kojo with the double. Looking to make it more as Electric gonna take down Davies. 1v5 for the Senate. Finds 2, but he's going to get pinched. And that's just a systematic take there from Arcadia. Fighting on all fronts and taking the fights in every single one. We are back to a tied ball game. And this is a very back and forth start here. This is exactly what you would expect coming into this series as well. These two teams very evenly matched, probably some of the most evenly matched teams in Challengers. Despite that seeding difference, 2nd seed for Arcadia, 6th for LVC, it really is not that drastic of a difference between these two. Heading into this round, we're going to go all the way back down to that first floor in the Dragon Room. Now we see, again, just looking for that standard hold, their standard composition. They know what they want, and they know how to do it. So they're just going to go for the same thing, and realistically, it worked. It worked one of the 2 times they were here. So we'll have to see if their conversion rate goes up just a bit more in this round. Reliable. Just throwing down the ADSs. Ever so important. So it looks like we'll see it. Emporium might be looking to spawn peek here, all the way up top, but actually decides against it. It'll be Plexios, though, looking for a jump out. Gonna hop the cam first and just gonna spot one, but it's a bit late, so he'll just stay on that for just a little bit. There's a Valk cam like right outside there too. Great placement from Emporium. Or not Emporium, sorry, Plexios. The second they jump into this window, they'll know. Like this drone not going to spot Emporium. They know he's roughly in this location, but now that's going to spot him, so they have to back away. Plexios, though, covering him on the other side. Going to find first blood onto Kojo. That is a massive pick. Kojo has been the catalyst so far for this Arcadia roster. Not to scoff at the stats of Cloak either, but really it's been Kojo kicking off a lot of these big plays. Emporium, though, falls to Electric. Lives are even. Plexios, though, again, the second I go off of him, finds another kill on to Electric. Gets the back down as well. Davies going to get some spots onto both Papayas and Cloak. Sorry, Papayas and Leviathan. C4 connects, but it's not enough to kill. Still a couple more left in their hands, but they're going to have to drop into this site. They have a minute and a half to figure it out, but still, LVC in a fantastic position to clean up this round. Because again, Cloak just looking to open up all of this floorboard, see if there's any openings that can be thrown out here. There's a nade in hand. That's going to be tossed into nothingness there. Meanwhile, let's see on the other side, all the way at the bottom of the building, Leviathan and Cloak looking to make, or Leviathan and Papayas looking to make their way through. And now, here comes the EMP. Here comes the Thermite charge. That wall is going to get opened up. As Thermite is known for saying, has a pretty big hole in that wall. Now, some more fronts to fight from. And Reliable almost gets the one-tap onto Papayas. I believe he did some damage there. I'm not sure if Papayas may have actually already had that damage. So Reliable going to get some good info there. Still in this fight. Going to slowly start having players collapse on him, but they have to move. Arcadia only has 10 seconds left. Reliable getting a lot of information. Shots, though, need to start connecting, and Plexios finds one, and Reliable will close out with Davies there. The up and down from Reliable going to do just enough to help Davies get the information on that pushing player, and LVC now up 3-2. Again, still holding on to that lead. Last round of this first half, LVC could go into their attacking side with a 2-round lead if they play their cards right. And look at this from Reliable, pulling out the cap can now. Going to have to be careful of these traps. Also, I see the new operator getting picked up here as well. I'm not going to lie, I haven't followed the update, so I'm not sure what this operator does, but I'm sure it's something very interesting. Is just look at that player card. Looks lovely from Emporium. I'm just going to let Emporium go over there. Reliable already placing down some traps. And LVC with a fantastic hold there. The second Plexios gets a kill, he backs on away, doesn't overstay his welcome, makes his presence known, but makes sure to get out with his life too. Knows how important it is that he stays alive. Even if he has to bunker down in sight, he wants to play that life advantage, and that's exactly what LVC needs to do if they want to hold Arcadia. Arcadia, methodical pushes on their attacks every single round. If you can get one of their players off the map and back away, play your numbers, that is exactly what will get you a win against the team like Arcadia. And right now, we're seeing that succeed as LVC holding a 3-2 lead going into the final round of this first half. Heading back to the bank site as well. Now drones coming through as the hatch gets open. Pings on all of this utility getting tossed out. Also have an IQ just to make sure they get it all taken down. Drone gonna get spot onto one. Emporium gonna ping up his utility. EMP's going down. And now the drop. But the Senate, he doesn't have his sight, so he can't really see where to shoot these players. He does a lot of damage, but it'll end up just being a trade. Emporium watching over. Leviathan is at a very low amount of health. Does not have much HP to work with, so he's going to have to take these fights carefully. Emporium on the other side of this door. Is he going to get walked up on? He is. And that's going to be a massive kill from Kojo. Now it's an opening onto the B site. Papayas can plant right behind this wall. And Kojo running amok right now on LVC. Storming into the site. The diffuser is planted. It's all down to Reliable. A triple from Kojo. The star of this roster right now. Reliable not going to hit anything with that C4. And Kojo with a fourth. Closes out the first half with a draw. Huge play from Kojo. Closes the entire site down by himself. Storms in, takes down Emporium, and continues to wreak havoc. Doesn't even need the utility to do so. As we'll see Cloak now picking up the Fenrir. I apologize. I'm going to pronounce that wrong until I know exactly who this operator is. I've never seen this op, so I do apologize. My Rainbow Six knowledge not quite as on point as it once was. Now the sides are flipped. First round, though, going to see a mirror of the site LVC decide to go to. Thrown for Arcadia. 3-3 scoreline, neck and neck battle. Can LVC continue to trade rounds and continue to put themselves ahead of Arcadia, or will Arcadia pull away? We have one more half of game left. We'll have to find out in map number 1 here. Certainly heading into Clubhouse. If you're Arcadia, you desperately want to take this map. Knowing how good LVC is on Clubhouse, it's their best map by far. Do not want to fall here early and risk getting 2-0'd in the series. But again, that's another map for much later. We'll have to see how this one plays out first. Pius, maybe the first one with contact here. Hearing a lot of windows get opened on up. Just making sure that that wall there, the little head hole there, doesn't get tossed through. Doesn't get nades tossed through it. Drones starting to come through for LVC. It's going to give Reliable a passage here to enter into the building. He's got to be a bit careful. He's in a bit of a precarious position. A lot of openings here. He has to be very careful about this position. Cannot get too overzealous on his roaming about. EMP's coming through. Thermite charge getting tossed down. Here comes the Lion scan. Davies with a couple shots there onto Cloak, but not enough to take him down. So now this is good information for Arcadia, and they keep Cloak alive upstairs. Papaya's still on site. Electric might have a pinch. Does Plexios check this? He does! Plexios knows every single play. As he said before, he's played so much of this game, he feels he knows every single play that can happen in any given round. And look at that from Emporium, a fantastic nade. Takes down Leviathan. Now LVC are gaining entry to site. They're starting to storm through. It's going to cause the players up top to upstairs to drop, and already Kojo getting put so weak. 45 seconds left, and now LVC starting to try to walk on. Papayas can't hit the shots, so the Senate going to claim that kill. Cloak at least gets one back, but now it's a 4v2. Kojo is very little HP. He falls. The Senate going to get nearsighted. It's all down to Cloak. Spots Emporium, takes him down. Diffuser getting planted, but Cloak cannot see that plant going down. Now has to freeze in position. This is a very tough 1v3. You have very little health remaining, too. 30 seconds left, though. But it's not going to matter. Good shot from Davies. And look at that. Great shot from Davies there to close out the round. And again, LVC still just narrowly holding on to this lead. Again, a very crucial map number 1. Map number 2 is Clubhouse. LVC has lost that map a total of 1 time this entire semester. I mean, you can't really call it a semester. We're halfway through summer at this point, or partway through summer at this point. I won't give it half, but we're partway through summer at this point. But regardless, LVC is, I believe, like 8-0, 9-0 on Clubhouse, or 8-1, 9-1 on Clubhouse. So a very tough map to beat them on. You want to have a chance to take this one here. But again, you're going to see Arcadia doubling down. They do believe that they had the right hold. Just need a couple more things to go their way, a couple more kills. Maybe even an operator switch up here for Electric on the alibi. We're going to see if this will make a difference. And here we go. LVC now again on the attack. Really, statistically, it's been a fairly even game from pretty much everyone. 7-4 from Davies, 2-4 from Reliable, 6-5 from the Senate, 6-6 from Plexios, and 5-6 from Emporium. And even on the other side, seeing pretty much the same thing. Leviathan at 2-6 right now, not having the greatest of games, but regardless, it's still pretty even outside of that. This Plexios has a drone. Gonna spot a couple. He's gonna have to back down from that position. He does not want a single bit of that fight. This would be a very tough one to win. But already, again, LVC setting up for this Thermite charge walk-in. Saw how effective it was in the last round. They could slowly make their way to site after that charge goes in. Get that plant down. Look at this, Plexios getting a lot of info. Anaclone coming in, serving as a second drone, essentially. Third drone, I should say. And now, EMP gonna take down the Wamai. All of this going down. Every single flash, nade, stun, anything you have, throw it down. The kitchen sink, too. We see looking to get through. They want this wall. They want to desperately remove this wall. EMP, not going to be enough. So LVC finally blow it open. The Senate takes the first fight. He has been on fire today in this map. He has looked very clinical. 7-5. Taking the first blood there. And look at this from Plexios. Spots the Cade, and Cade not even looking. Papayas looking the other direction. Is he going to know that he's getting walked in on? It's not going to matter. He gets stormed in on. Cloak, though, finds a double. Huge double from Cloak. Now, can he spot this player planting the diffuser in the close corner? No, he does not. The Senate gets it down. Shots from Cloak a bit rough. Emporium falls, though, to Electric. It's down to Davies in the Senate. Davies has been... Both these players have been shooting very well, but the Senate has to be careful, and he doesn't look the other way. A triple from Cloak. Coming in clutch for Arcadia. Really, what's keeping them in this are these huge plays. Cloak and Kojo keeping Arcadia alive. As now we are back to tied once again. No one has had a 2-round lead yet in this game. Just trading back and forth. Looking at the scoreboard here. You can see LVC won 2 in a row on their defense, but outside of that, no one's had more than a 2-round win. Or 2 round wins in a row. Let's see where, after winning that round, Arcadia decides to go. Gonna be all the way up to the bank, up to the safe. See what they can do here. Again, essentially the same setup. They have not really changed the defensive composition here. Truly liking what they have, and they want to keep it that way. I think this is the Krabby Patty secret formula to winning on Theme Park, at least for themselves. But the Senate has left the game, so I believe we're going to have to get a restart. So while we go for a restart here, we will be right on back as we are still in map number 1. We'll be right back here when we are ready to get things kicked back on. I believe the Senate's game crashed, so we'll be right back. We're ready to continue map number 1. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after the restart. Unfortunately, the Senate's game had crashed, so we had to get a quick restart going, but it is still 4-4, as you can see on the scoreboard, and we are ready to get back into it. If you missed that previous round there, it was Arcadia taking the win on the throne room site, so they will not be able to defend there. They will go all the way up top, and we'll see the Fenrir alongside the Ella, which is a change up here, and along with that, another change up onto Jaeger for Kojo. As I believe we I don't really know the rules on this at this point. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that they just want to play it out. I mean, we did just restart the game, so it's a bit too much. And I think it was, since it was past the operator phase, they were supposed to pick the same ops, but as far as I believe they're concerned, I don't think they really care. I believe one or two of them were AFK, so it is all right, though. We'll just play this one out. Not really concerned with making a huge deal out of it. As we are still in map number 1, by the way. Still got a full series ahead of us. We are at least guaranteed a second map, too. And now, LVC already into Arcade. Emporium looking to pinch into this Ella. They're actually into Cloak, the Fenrir. Apologies. I do not know how to look at the characters through these walls. As LVC getting first blood there. And look at this, Plexios has to quickly turn around into Arcade. Shots are there, but not quite full kill. He drops down, and look at this. Do the shots connect? Plexios getting the kill with the pistol. Switching to your pistol is faster than reloading your main gun. So, Plexios going to abide by that. Kojo and Cloak now down. Two of the big players for Arcadia who will step up. Oh, I just realized the stats are just obviously not going to be there either. I was trying to look at stats. You can't look at stats when they don't exist. That is my fault. I forgotten how to read. But anyways, LVC in a 5v3 looking good here. Starting to make their way towards the site. Still have a minute left to make do with it too. Senate going to be holding this long haul. Not going to spot anything, but they do have the time to wait. As you can see, some shots going down. Emporium may have to get into an engagement here. Plexios with the drone. Gonna spot out Leviathan. And Electric gets flanked, or gets a flank onto Davies, but the trade is still there. LVC can play these trades. They have 40 seconds left, though. They got to start moving. And that is going to give them a huge advantage. Now a 1v4 for Electric. He's tagged up. Diffuser's going down. If he can stop this, maybe he has a chance, but he does not. So now he's going to have to get a 1v4 and a defuse. If he wants to win this round, and he wants to put his team ahead for the first time in a fair bit of time. Gets the first on to Plexios, who's just kind of sprinting at him. But now pre-fire's going down, but Electric with a headshot into Reliable. This is now winnable. 20 seconds left, though. Not a lot of time to work with. He's going to start moving. There's 3 in the round, but he would need an ace, and he's not going to get it. Gets gunned down by the Senate. You can see on the other side, too. Emporium just waiting for him to jump on through. Now we are getting down to the wire here. As LVC slowly creeping towards that 7-round mark. If they can win the next 2, they will take map number 1 going into Clubhouse. But if they fall here, we'll still be in a position where they can win the next two and win the game. But it'll just make things that much closer. They're doubling down. Arcadia looking to make a difference here. They want this site. They don't want to force the second floor if they don't have to. And they're going to show that here. As we're seeing the same results. We'll see if the results are the same here. And Electric is actually going to be on the Warden this time around. Going to look to possibly go for a peek here off the rip of the round. And I have a feeling he's got a good idea of where they'll spawn too. Teacups, a very common spawn, but it'll be bumper cars. Where LVC go? Looks like we're going to have everyone calmly just hanging out in sight. LVC on the opposite end of the map. Going to look to make a bit of a different push here. Drone from Plexios. Not getting quite any information just yet. Now they've dropped down. And look at that. Plexios, all he needs is a pixel. Ripping the head off a Cloak. But Kojo going to get the trade. He's going to get hit by that ping as well. Davies, though, already planting. Very similar to what we saw from Arcadia. The Senate takes down the Viath. Again, Kojo with a trade. But still, LVC holding on. And look at that clinical take from LVC. So methodical. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it, and they executed. That was a picture-perfect play. That was a maybe 30-second round. Baffling from LVC. Fantastic work to just storm onto the site. And now they are on match point on Theme Park. This could be the difference here. If LVC can take this map, they should be going in firing with confidence into map number 2 on Clubhouse, knowing how good they are there. But still, job is not finished here on Theme Park. We are down into the throne room. And this is a site that Arcadia split here on their defensive side. And on their attacking side, I believe it was split as well. I think it was 1-1 on their attacking side as well. So we'll have to see, though, what is going down. Also going to see a bit of a change in composition. You're going to see the Legion for Electric looking to deny that entry later into the round. But as we saw there, if LVC have a good plan and they know what they want to do, they're just going to walk in and take the space that they're given. Iruni Gates, though, certain to slow them down just a little bit. They're looking to get a lot of denial, though, when it comes to the nades. Reliable already looking to make his way in. Emporium Aruni'd into the building, I believe, all the way to the top floor. Reliable's going to fall, but Emporium on the pinch at least gets another. Plexios finds a 1, and that's another kill from Emporium. That's 2. 2v3. The Chaos going to slow down a little bit. Both these players from Arcadia. As we saw with LVC's defenses on this site, the only 2 players left are on site. They don't really have much ability to take any control of the map. As Leviathan and Papayas just trying to hold their own against the force of LVC. Emporium going huge there on the flank. Finds a double. Now they're going to start making their move. They have 1 minute and 35 left. Plenty of time to make this execute happen. Time to check all their corners, too. This drone from Emporium. Not quite going to get too far in. LVC making all their checks. Papayas and the Leviathan just patiently waiting in the site to see where they come from. Diffuser gets transferred over to the Senate. But if LVC want to plant, they're going to have to go through at least 1 player of Arcadia. Now time starting to dwindle down. Not going to be able to get too many connects, but with those nades, those Ys go down, but it doesn't matter when the wall is blasted open. The Senate going to toss down a thermite, and it will take out the wall. 40 seconds remain, and now LVC starting to get info on where these players are at. Davies will take out Leviathan. Papayas, the sub on the roster now, going to have to make a massive play, a 1v3 for Leviathan. Or sorry, for Papayas. And he's going to be getting shot from upstairs. And that will close out map number 1. Great shots from Emporium. 4 on the round. And there is Plexios, the MVP, but certainly Emporium putting on a show at the end there. Now it is time for Clubhouse. I would show the stats, but they don't really matter because they didn't all save. But in that span of like 4 rounds, Plexios was 7-2, looking phenomenal. As now LVC are in control here. They are now up 1-0 in the series. They will look to take the 2-0 on map number 2, Clubhouse. They're certainly confident going into this one, but we will see what will happen when we come back. We'll be right back for map number 2 of this series. Will LVC close it out? Will Arcadia at least force the decider on border? We'll have to see. We'll be right back. Map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the clubhouse. Certainly not one that is inhabited by a lovely mouse down in Florida, but it is a-okay. We are here ready to kick things off in map number 2. LVC looking to close things out against Arcadia to send themselves to the national final, as we will see who will take it. The winner of this series goes on to play SIUE in the national final, and the loser technically takes third place. There is no team on the other side of the bracket, since SIUE didn't have to play anyone in the semifinal because of the double forfeit in the quarterfinals. So loser technically takes third if you want to look at it that way. Ban for OSA for LVC. Arcadia are going to ban Thatcher, a very unique ban, but certainly very impactful, especially on a map like Clubhouse. A lot of the takes on the attacking side are very dependent on what Thatcher is able to do to the bandit traps, as Valkyrie going to get banned too. Another hugely impactful operator on this map. There are a ton of spots that you can put Valk cams that are just entirely hidden, but Valk not going to be a factor here. Map number 2. And we will see now Azami, the ban for LVC, typical. Basically, since past 2 or 3, probably past 3 months, possibly even 4, LVC has banned Osa and Azami every single map, so nothing different there. But now, into map number 1, map number 2, sorry. LVC gonna look to close things out. This is their best map by far. They have a, I believe, 8-1-ish, 9-1-ish record on it over the course of the spring semester. And I can't really say through nationals because they didn't play a quarterfinal either. This is their first match in nationals, so take that how you will. We are ready to get started now, as LVC gonna go all the way to the basement. Plexios also gonna have the ability to roam around on that Solus. He loves this operator. Very, very useful. Basically an IQ on the side of the defenders. Can spot any gadget, including the cell phones of those on the attacking side. So very, very useful for LVC here. Plexios, always a high impact player. The star of this roster, certainly likes to make some noise. This is going to be pretty much their standard setup outside of Emporium on the Vigil. Typically it is a bit differently positioned. Reliable though, downstairs with the Senate. We'll hop on with Papayas here on Thermite. Also going to see a fuse here from Leviathan. Going to look to take advantage of the vertical control. Likely going to look to get into kitchen and then drop straight down from that hatch. That's just how typically almost every player will play this, or every team will play this. Not a lot of great entries into this site outside of the stairs if you can get a pick early, or outside of the kitchen when you can get control of it. Cloak gonna take a tiny bit of damage there, but just walking over some electric wires there. No wires, but some electricate traps. And here come the fuses. Leviathan tossing them down. Gonna look to take out any ADSs that are in the area, but there are none, as Jaeger is not even picked. But also looking to see if he can find a player pick. And now shots going down. Papayas gets put pretty weak. Plexios making some noise upstairs. Reliable with the first blood. Emporium, though, going to be traveling with Plexios there. Davies going to look to toss an impact nade. Doesn't get a connect. Backs away from the fuse charges as well. And Reliable trying to hold his own. Doesn't quite get there. Electric gets the trade, but already a ton of damage done to a few of these Arcadia players. They have to be careful treading into this site. Still have a minute left. Plexios and Emporium still upstairs too. They have to be very careful of these roamers upstairs. Plexios gets naded, so he's going to be put at half health. But again, Emporium still full health. The Senate and Davies too also on the site. Just going to give them some control of the Senate. Only needs one bullet to take down Electric there. Very low HP. As now the Senate has to back down. His hatch is getting taken down, so he's got to be careful. Leviathan falls to Emporium, and now the collapse can come in from Plexios and Emporium. And this is going to leave Cloak down to a 1v4. Does not have the diffuser either. At least takes down Emporium. And has the diffuser in hand now. He's also on Lion, so can at least force these players to not move. Takes down the Senate. Fantastic shot. This would be huge for Arcadia's momentum, but there's not much time left. He's going to take down 2 players and plant that diffuser at the same time. Plexios, though, so patient, waiting for every single last moment there. Takes him down and gives LVC round number 1, picking up where they left off. Huge round for LVC. And if they keep up this momentum, certainly they'll see themselves in the national championship. Now they will be heading all the way upstairs. Go from the basement floor all the way to the top floor. Over towards Cash. And again, we're going to see that standard setup. Although Emporium on the Capcan, which is not always the most common, but it takes damage. I think he accidentally got hit by one of the pieces of util from his teammates as he was jumping through that window. I'll have to see if that has an impact later into the round. Gojo also popping up that Capital. Going to see if there's anyone in the attic there that can be taken down in the rafters, I should say. Which it'll be reliable playing that position. And Plexios again on the Solus. And Emporium has to be careful. He's putting down a trap and almost gets hit from fire. Maybe not even intended to go his direction, just trying to take down the door. Reliable going to be the pressured one here. Just a second. Now have the info that they need. They know that Reliable is all the way in the rafters. Got a drone on site too. How will they work this one out? Especially, they're the ones that banned Thatcher. So they're going to have to rely on EMPs from Cloak here. That bandit trick going huge. Actually, I don't even know if those connected to begin with. And actually, it's Cade. So maybe preparing for a bandit, but really it was a Cade. Should have been preparing for all along. Finally, though, the wall going to get open. But Electric and Papayas look pretty weak. Electric at about a 1/3 health, and Papayas about 75, maybe 80. And look at this, Plexios gets taken down early by Electric. Emporium with the trade, but Reliable just has to play out of position after those Capital arrows, and that's going to cost him his life. He at least takes one down with him, 3v3. Kojo, Leviathan, and Papayas looking to storm in here. Davies will be the one holding the entry. Emporium is at least on a flank here, or on a roam, so he can make his presence known if he plays the timing right. Is this going to go for Davies? It does! Huge connect onto the diffuser. And now that opens up so much opportunity for LVC, although Leviathan takes down the Senate. That's going to be another plant. Davies can't see for it. So he's just going to have to play this other player. Get some damage onto Kojo. And Emporium now making his way up through red. It's a winnable situation for both squads here. Both in very good positions. Going to come down to the better players. As Leviathan takes out Emporium, Davies just trying to play his life as best he can, but Arcadia playing so disciplined here. But Davies takes down one, knows where the other is. He's just gonna have to rush out and take this fight, and he's not going to get it. Leviathan with very minimal HP. Gonna even things up. Just barely taking that round out for Arcadia. Got a bit sketchy there towards the end, but ultimately it will work out in their favor. And that's what they needed. They could not afford to start taking rounds in a row losses here. They could not go down by 2 to start off this map, especially after how last map ended. 7-4 scoreline on Theme Park. LVC looking to bounce back with the mirror play. Over in the bedroom hold. Can they get it done here? Cash hold looked solid, but really came down to that 2v2, and Arcadia, the better positions, take the fight there. And now, we're going to see if LVC can bounce back. Saw this in the last map. A lot of rounds traded. Really wasn't until the end of that map. The last few rounds of the map, really, that LVC started to put themselves ahead. Levithio already getting a lot of drone work done. Checking every nook and cranny of this garage part of the map. But LVC not really going to have anyone close by. Plus this player being reliable. He's all the way over in cash, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. He does get spotted, though, so he has to back all the way away. There's a few drones going his direction. Well, at least take out one of them, but he's back down pretty significantly already. Plexios getting some damage onto Kojo. Again, huge pick. He managed to find it onto that player. Drone's starting to come through, but still no major damage done. Kojo only put a bit weak there. Line scan. Gonna stop the players for a moment. See on that camp. 2 players looking to break in the front window. Try and take down those castle barriers. Plexios and Reliable have to be very careful here. They don't really have many positions they can play. Reliable actually has to drop down. Emporium, though, drawing first blood again for LVC. And Emporium actually takes down 2. Plexios catches Levithio looking away. Papayas will get 1 onto Reliable, but now it's a 2v4, and they are not in a great position to make things happen. Papayas at least with the diffuser, but all those players are going to be stacked onto the site. I believe he spotted the gun of one of the LVC players on that site, but obviously it's a bit easier for us to see that than him. Kojo just going to wait for this flank, but Papayas into certain death. Just walking straight into the crosshair of Emporium. And JV's going to win that fight with Kojo. Spots him through the mirror and almost loses that fight. But regardless, he'll still take it. And LVC still keeping themselves ahead, 2-1. And another back and forth map here between these two. It's exactly what you would expect. These two are very evenly matched. Only unfortunate thing, though, being that Mutt is not available for this matchup. So Papayas trying to take his place, and so far Papayas not having a terrible performance. Had a pretty decent map 1, and here in map 2, sitting at 1 and 3, but the rest of the team not having stellar performances either. LVC going to go all the way back down to the basement. Have rotated all the sites and now going to look to go back to comfort. Like gremlins in the night all the way downstairs. No sunlight, but who needs it? And again, Plexios and Emporium, this duo, going to be holding all the way upstairs. And we saw how much they meant to the round last time that this site was taken by LVC. this site was held by LVC. They pretty much decided the outcome of the round, finding 3 of the 5 picks that were taken. Actually, I think they found 4 because Plexios rotated all the way down to site and closed it out. Gonna hop on board here with Cloak. Looking to rotate all the way over. Actually, gonna decide to hop down to balcony. Seeing if they can spot anyone out early, either Emporium or Plexios, but this time around they're not playing all the way upstairs. Plexios getting some good scans, but he's gonna get droned out, so doesn't really matter. Look at that angle from Plexios. Putting a tiny bit of damage on the Kojo, but that weapon is not the best one for the job there. Arcadia work their way through the top. It's going to be, I believe, Plexios there. Almost running into another engagement. Or no, actually it was Reliable. He was all the way upstairs. Kojo on the other side of this door, looking to put a breach charge. This went in disaster for him. Trying to wait for some noise, I think, but it's Davies literally right next to him. Electric gonna take some damage up in gym. Plexios in a fight there. Plexios in a fight here, there, and everywhere. For now, they're not finding any kills, but they are still finding a lot of damage. And now it's going to lead to entry for Kojo, but he's going to fall. Plexios picking up another. And these two have just been wreaking havoc. Reliable joining in the fight. Papaizo only gets one back, and now it's a 1v4. Would need the ace here, and would need an incredible play, and he's shooting in between the players. Not going to happen. Arcadia calling a timeout as things are starting to crumble for the side of Arcadia, the Arcadia Knights. 3-1 scoreline, round number 5. And unfortunately, the stats are not showing for some reason, but it's okay. We can see it. There's really no stats there, I guess. But either way, I mean, LVC as a whole are just playing so methodically. They have looked almost picture perfect so far today. Even in the rounds they're losing, it's not by a lot. They're coming down to these 2v2s, these 1v1s, these very slim plays that are almost the toss of a coin. So realistically, it's going to come down to Arcadia, and if individually these players can step up, continue to take these 1v1 situations, these 2v2 situations, that's really what's going to come down to. They are going down early on a lot of these rounds. Their drone work has been great, but it's just not been quite enough to contain LVC. So we will have to see if LVC or if Arcadia can step it on up as we get back into the game. And it's going to be cash hold once again for LVC. This time around, as I was just saying, it came down to a 2v2 there. Davies and Emporium unable to close it out. It's the only round actually that Arcadia has won. It was on this site, but it was by a very slim margin. To see if Arcadia can do it again. Really, it's what would give them the win here. If they can make things close, that's where they've been succeeding. But LVC has just been very, very clinical on how they go about these holds. They feel very comfortable on this map, and it is so hard to take them off of their zone here on Clubhouse. Drones and spawn there. Cloak just taking down some cams. Again, we're going to see Arcadia look to inch their way towards this main wall. There's really only 1-2 ways to hit this site, so you have to make do with what you can. As Plexios hops all the way outdoors, he's going to running, and he'll take down Kojo with him. Kojo sitting at 1 and 5 right now. Plexios, fantastic shots onto Electric. As Davies again, just playing his life in sight. Senate there to back him up. Bravo drone gonna at least, or sorry, the Flores drone going to take out some util there, or at least attempt to take out util. Senate looking for some feet through these holes here, but not gonna come. And now they're looking to go through garage here. Arcadia just trying to figure out how they want to go about this play. They don't really seem like they know where they want to go. Papayas, though, at least going to take out Reliable. That's a big pick on to the player in Raptors, but still Emporium in a massive spot. He can go on a huge pinch here. But they're not, they don't, he doesn't really need to right now. He can just stay in his position and really call it a day. Just let Plexios do the work, and now it's 3 for Plexios. 50 seconds left, and I mean, Plexios has just done a complete, has just made a complete shutdown of this Arcadia team. Looking for anything he can. Papayas gets put to 1 HP. Plexios still looking to see if he can get that ping. Going to take out Papayas. Not a single thing you can do about that. The ping onto the bomb. And now Cloak. 1v4. As LVC don't give them one-on-ones, it'll be a win. And Plexios with 4 in the round. Doing his job. Making sure he's being that nuisance. And he is just so damn good at it. We've seen him just terrorize this division, making plays just like that. And he is currently sitting at 7-1, has died 1 singular time in this map, and Emporium as well, 8-3. Both players, both of these players on LVC just having a field day right now. You can tell how comfortable LVC is on this map. If you're SIUE watching, this would be a tough auto ban, especially considering other maps that are in the pool. But of course, job is not done. LVC still have to close it out. They need to win 3 more rounds before Arcadia wins 6 if they want to take this before an OT. And so far, I'd say it's looking pretty good to do just that. And it'll be, again, the bedroom gym hold here for LVC. Another site that they just have a very particular setup that they love to get. And they will take it every chance that they get. Here comes Arcadia. Still not really having many answers for how LVC plays this, but maybe this Capital here from Cloak could be an answer. Potential opening. Get LVC players out of position. Already, Papaya is looking to open up this close wall onto the gym. And Reliable gets first blood. Not even really sure where that came from, to be quite honest, but looks like cash. Phones are a-ringing, but not late at night, is it? It's currently that bling being worn by LVC in this game, and Reliable just doing all the dirty work. Plexios finds Kojo. Reliable finally getting down and will get cleaned up by Levithio. But again, the patience from LVC here, paying dividends. Davies on this mirror, gonna see Papayas just walk straight at him. There's the information. That's the C4, but also has the shoddy to work with. The Vithio gonna hack into the phones of LVC, so at least we'll have that information on the cams. Come down to Davies. What play can he make here? There's one headshot. Down to a 1v4 for Levithio. He is, again, not in a great spot. Has time, has the diffuser, but he's going to have to walk onto the site with 3 players there and turns away at the worst possible time. And now it's just what is in the realm of possibility for Levithio. What is left in the tank if you're Arcadia? You're going down 5-1. LVC are dominant in this map. They're heading into the attacking side with a 4-round lead, looking to put Arcadia to bed, put themselves in the final tomorrow night against SIUE. And man, it is looking ever more likely with every passing round. Can Arcadia hold? I'm going to see the Fenrir come out once again. It'll be a cash hold. And I'm actually kind of interested to see how much this Fenrir is going to have an effect on this site, as most of it is very close angles, so the near site isn't really going to do a whole lot, at least from what I'd imagine. Maybe putting some util down right here at this entrance. Near site, the player's trying to attack at the rafters, but outside of that, I mean, I'm not really sure how much the near site is going to help you, especially in the close quarters combat. But regardless, we'll see how it comes into play, as LVC are now making their way. Again, there's not a lot of ways you can really attack this site effectively, so we're going to see the same play that Arcadia went for by LVC here. Senate just looking for footholds or anything of the sort. For now, LVC just going to hold. Plexios, catalyst of a lot of these LVC plays. Trying to make some noise. Davies gonna burn a foothole into that money wall there. It's going to back down a few of these players. Plexios turns away. May have been able to grab a flank kill there. But these Arcadia players are all back down pretty far. Not that they need to be too aggressive on site, but they also are all stacked into cash here. Or 3 of them are stacked into cash, which is not insanely common. I'm going to spot that player in rafters, but a very slow push. LVC still trying to figure out what they want to do here. Only a minute left in the round, and really there hasn't been much that's happened, to be quite honest. It's just been very slow. Reliable finally making his way to the site. He has a pinch. He has one right in front of him. Not even looking. He's somehow stuck through. Plexios now making an impact over in garage. Reliable gets shot in the back, but how much is this going to do? Plexios baiting. Emporium takes down Electric. 2v4, 30 seconds remains. They have to move. They have to start getting things going, and this is where the near site comes in. Plexios not in a great spot to challenge any engagements. And now with 20 seconds remaining, LVC have to find a way to get this plant down, but they need to take out this wall. there is essentially 0 time left to do it. Papaya's in a perfect position. That's a down on the cloak. Now there's only 8 seconds left. The Senate, though, is planting. All Papayas has to do is get a kill onto the planter. Doesn't get it. And now is in a very tough spot. Needs a 1v4. And it's not going to work. Round 7 going to go to LVC. The Senate coming in clutch with the plant there. Just barely getting it off. And now LVC are on match point, series point, looking to send Arcadia home in dominant fashion. And they very well could do it right here. They want that final. They want to take LVC to their first national championship. And they have a very, very good chance to do that. And it starts here with taking down Arcadia in the semifinal. One more round and they will do just that. What does Arcadia have in their back pocket? What plays can they pull out here? Be a basement hold. Cloak again on the Fenrir. Papayas with the Kate. Electric on the Mira downstairs. And Kojo looking to join downstairs as well with those frost traps. And the Vithiel going to be taking a Bandit. Just going to close out the entirety of this tunnel there. But LVC, they do have EMPs to work with, so they very well could open up this tunnel wall if they wanted. And Reliable on the IQ, already getting a ton of pings onto these pieces of utility from the side of Arcadia. Phone call already going out. Will there be anything close by? I don't even think there's really any roaming from the side of Arcadia. There isn't. No roaming whatsoever. They've given LVC full map control. They just want to bunker down, hunker onto the site. C4 doesn't connect. As LVC is starting to get their setup. They want to play for this drop and plant so they can watch from upstairs. It's a very methodical one. We've been seeing a lot of these sorts of plays from LVC all night long, and it's been showing that they just came in very well prepared. Davies spots a few with that drone before it gets taken out. Flashes, nades, and flashes and nades going to be coming in. The kitchen sink may join in as well. The Senate looking to plant, and he is pretty close to it. Emporium gets a trade, or gets traded. Diffuser is planted, so now the Senate just has to, if he finds a kill, great. If he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. He has 2 teammates up in kitchen, and no one. And actually now, the players, look at this from Arcadia. They're finally making their way upstairs, but is it going to be enough? 3v4. Kojo falls. Now it's down to Electric and Papayas. Down to Papayas. The sub in, and it's not going to work. It'll be LVC 207-1 on Clubhouse. Not even going to give Arcadia a chance to breathe on that map. And they are headed to the NECC Challengers National Final. We will see them against SIUE Red tomorrow night. We will have to let you know what stream that is on. But look at that. Plexios 13-1, 10-4 from Emporium. Massive performances from the squad today. But that will do things here for us tonight. A massive win for LVC. The first time a team at LVC has made the national final in NECC. We are very proud of them, but there's still more work to be done. They have one more match remaining this season, and it'll come against SIUE Red tomorrow at 7 p.m. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LVC_esports on both of those platforms to be informed on when our matches happen and what stream it is being put on. NECC may pick up this game tomorrow. I don't know. So we will let you guys know there. Follow us on social media. We'll let you know tomorrow. But for now, that will be it. We'll see you guys here tomorrow for the national championship match. LVC, SIUE, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Be there.